HDB moved its official valuation from before the option to purchase to after it. This change has sparked a public discussion about the role of valuations in pricing homes. On today's program, we will show you how information technology is resolving this issue. Next on XTV with your host, Mark Loon.
Good day, I'm Mark Loon. In March, HDB moved its official valuation from before the option to purchase to after it. In explaining the change, National Development Minister Khaw Boon Hwan said HDB will rationalize the process of price negotiations and restore the original intention of valuation, which is to help buyers get a housing loan. Negotiation based on price rather than COV will take some getting used to. However, it is a useful move for long-term market stability. Since then, the public and industry professionals continue to debate what this rule change means. What will replace the HDB valuation in the negotiation process? How can one estimate cash outlay? Will HDB valuations match the sale price? What is the difference between pricing a property and appraising it? Today, we review the debate over valuations matching the sale price and then show you how information technology is resolving the debate. I'm joined in the studio by Sam Baker, Chief Executive Officer of the Singapore Real Estate Exchange. Sam, can you frame the debate over valuations matching sale prices?
Well, Mark, this is not a new debate, but has come to light in the forum after the new HDB changes.
The forum is the letters to the editor of the Straits Times.
Right. The valuation was central to the negotiation process in the HDB market. When HDB changed the rules, people naturally asked what would replace the valuation as a guide for the market price. Some people understandably look to the private market where indicative valuations have historically played a role in pricing homes.
And they predicted that the HDB valuations would begin to look like the sale price going forward.
Yes, statistically, we don't know how often this happens in the private market because the valuation process for bank financing is rather opaque. It's hard for the public to know for sure what's going on. Regardless, though, both SISV and MAS responded that appraisers should follow strict methodologies.
Let me put up a letter on the screen. I found this on the MAS website, and I think it summarizes the positions of both SISV and MAS. Dear Editor, Mr. Patrick Tan Chun Hong attributed the rise in property prices largely to the practice of banks matching their valuations for new property launches with the asking prices of developers. Banks generally engage professional valuers to conduct valuations of properties. The valuers are required to abide by industry standards and guidelines for property valuation prescribed by the Singapore Institute of Surveyors and Valuers. MAS agrees that it is important for banks to use valuations that are reflective of actual property values. We expect banks to adopt sound valuation processes. These include engaging independent valuers from companies that are not involved in the property transaction as sales agents or consultants, allocating valuation assignments randomly or on a rotational basis, obtaining multiple valuations for each property, and checking that the valuations are reasonable.
The important point in this letter is that a valuation should be independent of the transaction process. The purpose of a valuation is to assess the value of a property for financial, legal, accounting, and tax purposes. If it's used in the negotiation process, there can be a temptation for some to match the valuation to the sales price so that the deal gets done.
But don't people need the valuation as a guide to price a property?
That was true in the past because there was no alternative. Now we have information technology that can provide an impartial guide for pricing the property. This means that valuations can serve their intended purposes without being dragged into the pricing process where there is potential for conflict of interest.
So why does technology provide a better guiding price?
The primary reason is that a computer is impartial. It has no skin in the game. But there are other reasons. Technology is transforming the real estate market and making it look more like the stock and bond markets. In those markets, you can call up your broker and you can get the exact price that a particular stock or bond is trading at that moment. Price in those markets is very transparent. Now, though, in the real estate market, you can go to srx.com.sg or your agent and get X value, a computer-generated estimate of a home's market value. Then you can see the similar transactions and appraisal adjustments that make up the X value.
So this process is quite transparent.
Yes, if you think about it, a pricing mechanism must meet 5 criteria for it to be effective as a guide for the market. First, you must have the most comprehensive pricing data available, which SRX does. It sources over 30 public and private databases to calculate the X value. This is important because multiple data sources allow the computer to cross-reference data and improve the integrity of the data in ways that isn't possible by manual data collection and processing. Second, you must have a proven systematic pricing methodology. SRX achieved this by working with academics, government organizations, and practicing valuers to arrive at a rigorous and best practices methodology that's capable of comparing apples to apples and dealing with exceptional pricing situations. Third, you must have transparency, where people can review the similar transactions, indices, and other adjustments that went into X value. That way, people can reconcile any differences between the X value, the price being negotiated, or the valuation. Fourth, your pricing mechanism must be available to everyone. The internet and mobile applications mean that we can disseminate the X value to consumers and professionals across multiple communication channels. We can also make the X value available nearly instantaneously. Finally, the pricing mechanism must be neutral and just report the facts. The X value is completely computer generated. The computer has no skin in the game and is agnostic to the outcome of the deal.
So essentially then, digital technology eliminates the concerns about valuations matching the sale price and provides the market with a clear, transparent guide price.
Yes, and I should stress that the X value isn't the purchase price of a home. It's the guide price to start the negotiations.
Well, that's the perfect transition to the last part of the show, in which Jeremy Lee will take us through a case study of how X value works and what's behind its calculations.
Great.
So we now have the knowledge that the pricing mechanism needs to be impartial, transparent, available, rigorous, and comprehensive. But what does this look like in practice? I have Jeremy Lee to show us this technology. Jeremy is the Chief Technology Officer for the Singapore Real Estate Exchange. Jeremy, can you walk us through a case study?
Absolutely. Say you own a home in a private condominium Hillview Regency and you want to sell it. You engage me as an agent. The first thing you want to do is to price the property and identify how we are going to market it. I like to follow a 5-step process. 1. Calculate the X value. 2. Review similar transactions and adjustments to the X value. 3. Review home report for more market trends, detailed pricing analysis, and marketing highlights. 4. Review circles for comparable listings, that is, the competition. 5. Gain agreement on the pricing and marketing strategy. I could go to srx.com.sg to calculate the X value. But instead, I go to the Agent Connect. I select Get X Value and I type in your address. The computer quickly gives me an X value. I then show you the transactions that went into the X value. 2 things to take note. The source of the data is a mixture of public and SRX. What we do is that as soon as a transaction is caveated, we convert it from SRX to public. In this case, you can see 2 transactions that have not caveated. The other columns of note are the adjustment ones. Here, the computer adjusts for floor, size, and date. In this case, it was not necessary to adjust for date because there are plenty of recent transactions. If there were not enough recent transactions, the computer uses the most relevant SRX price index to adjust the old transactions for age. Once we understand the X value, we turn to the home report. There, we look at the market trends and discuss where we believe your unit fits within the range of recent transactions. To do this, we look at the comparables both within your building and nearby similar projects. This is important analysis because the market is competitive and buyers have alternatives. We need to be able to justify our price when compared with other units within the project or in nearby projects. For the sake of time, I will not go into great detail on how to use the home report. However, I will say that it's very easy to use this document to identify highlights that we can use in our marketing literature. Let me give you two examples. First, look at these price trends of this project. What is interesting about this project is that transacted prices did not drop during the global financial crisis. So we can advertise that this property tends to retain its value. Second, let's go to the amenities section. This building is in great location, both to roads and different MRT stations. We definitely want to highlight that in our marketing. Next, we go to Circles, Singapore's agent-only multiple listing system. Here, I want to find out the competition. This is important because I need to differentiate your home from other listings on the market. With a quick search, I find that there is one exclusive listing and two Circle listings with validated unit numbers. I can study these listings in more detail in order to understand how agents are promoting them and determine how your home stacks up. Finally, we gather all the data together and agree on the value of the home, our listing price, and how I'm going to market it.
Which all started from 1x value.
Yes, but it will not be possible without comprehensive data, user-friendly applications, and human judgment. Industry analysts have said that the real estate market is way behind other industries when it comes to technology. X-value and SRX proves that is no longer the case.
I agree. So, thank you, Jeremy, for stopping by and showing us this case study.
You bet.
And that concludes today's show. For more information on X-value, please visit our website srx.com.sg. Also, please join us next week where we analyze condos that have outperformed the cooling measures. Thank you for watching XTV and have a good day.